It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach, chapter 27. I'm going to begin at verse 1, and it reads, Many have sinned for a small matter, and he that seeketh for abundance will turn his eyes away. Verse 2, As a nail sticketh fast between the joinings of the stone, so doth sin stick close between buying and selling. I want to start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to Elohim Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rachah. I say double honors to the elders and to the apostles that taught me this truth. Peace and salutation to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. I say shalom to the Akim and the Akwat that listen and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land and other nations appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth to you. I say shalom. Brother Yahushua, coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh Shai. This lesson is inspired by this article in Fortune. Caught my attention. And the most spiritual part about it is I had just been talking about this recently. You know, how he pretty much, that memecoin, he's supposed to generate like $500 billion. And pretty much he pulled it. And pretty much it was like a scam. But, that's what happens when scripture people put their confidence and trust and faith in men and mere men. Bear with me for a second. It says sin stick up close with when it comes to both buying and selling. And DJ Trump is not a soldier or a career politician. He's a businessman. Again, I forgot what movie I was watching, but pretty much it was a guy that would come in and buy companies and dismantle them. And I believe it's called a closer, but a liquidator. And Donald Trump again is a businessman, so in my opinion, he's pretty much been set up to, when liquidators come in, they pretty much try to find out, the business is pretty much unprofitable, so they're pretty much dismantling the company. But you got investors that's pretty much invested in the business, so therefore they try to recoup the money or still bring a profit. And that's why you got DJ Trump pretty much laying off all these federal workers, shutting down departments, because he has the right to. I was listening to a brother going today, he can't completely eliminate certain departments, but he can do certain things. And maybe that's the mind fuckery he's doing when he's talking about, I'm going to end the Department of Education, I'm going to do this. But from what I read, it said he basically did like 800 billion in either 800 million or 800 billion. I want to say it was million though. I know I saved the article, but that's a lot of money. So you might as well just look at it like this bitch is done. Like the school system. The school system is pretty much set up to indoctrinate your students. They don't need you teachers anymore because they got AI. This is the book of Second Those. And again, buying and selling seeing stick close with buying and selling, and he just seeing pretty much deceive the people with that meme coin, thinking that you're going to have stability. They talking about stable coin now, but everything is switching over to a digital dollar. That's why you got him talking about taking a penny out of circulation. How can you take a piece of currency out of circulation that's going to be needed? Pennies are pretty much, if something comes to $2.57, how are you supposed to get that? With the pennies. So again, a lot of this stuff they talking about, the SNAP benefits, they're going to stop you from being able to get, certain items on there that aren't deemed good for your health. Well, that's going to affect these smaller mom and pop businesses, these local gas stations. You got the Arabs, or Ishmael that pretty much, they, such a hustler. Some of them is Jake though. But, they so money hungry there. Jake always talk about it. They'll sit up there and they're not supposed to touch pork or deal with pork, but they'll sell Jake pork. At the end of the day, though, they'll have everything inside the fucking gas station. Sell you the gas, the blunt, a phone, a video game, fucking, you know what I mean? But I believe those ones are Jake. Like, I grew up around some Ishmaelites, and they was Jake. They look like Esau for real, Some of them, I'll never forget, it's one particular one. That nigga been in East Cleveland. I keep saying that shit. He been in that city for years. I'm watching him. I remember when he started in the back of a store. This motherfucker ended up being a cokehead and everything because seeing that real money, you know what I mean? It's the book of 2 Thessalonians, verse 2 and verse 3. I mean, it's like in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. And it reads, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, which the man of sin is Esau Edom. You know, and again, it talks about sin sticketh close with buying and selling. You know what I mean? So he just duped, half of you Babylonians into believing that, trusted in him, and he made a profit off that shit. Again, I've been coming across all these different articles that's talking about how Trump is a pro-crypto president. I was going to try to do Jeremiah as my street lesson, but, break down to Jeremiah chapter 50, just because the Spirit was on me to do it. But then it seems like we keep going back to the charagma, or this digital society, the Revelation 13 and 16. This is book of John, chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he's a liar and the father of it. And that's talking to, Israel, but it's talking about Esau Edom. And look at our people, they eat that shit up. Look how many people went and pretty much performed at his inauguration. I was gonna do a video on it, but the Spirit actually passed like, fuck that nigga. He fucked up enough. But Boosie begging Trump, please look at my case. These niggas will bend over to enjoy, a moment of sin in this wicked ass kingdom. And that's just the fact of it. Boosie ain't got no fucking integrity, and it doesn't matter how much of a gangster he is. The brother did a lesson yesterday, and it cut my spirit, because I say certain things because you grew up a certain kind of way, been around certain shit, but I'm sure we all have. That doesn't make you tough. You got people that's not considered gangsters and killers that grew up in the ghetto, that grew up in the hood. Everybody ain't a gangster. Everybody ain't no street nigga. And it's a demon that sometimes I end up seeing some shit that he do on YouTube. But he said that. He said, you might got a nigga that's from the hood, and you might got a street nigga. A street nigga, it's certain things that come with a certain lifestyle. So you got to be committing violence and doing shit when you a street nigga. That's why street niggas usually have a certain kind of code. They're not snitching, they're not telling, they not, But I look at it like, fuck everybody that's, that ain't into this truth. You'd be surprised how many people are demons, man. I was listening to one particular brother, he was saying that, he was like, man, think about it, these people's not, their heart is far away from you, how about y'all shot? But then when, trouble come, they gonna pretty much beg on the Lord. You're gonna see these street niggas begging. Come on, we about to experience shit you ain't never experienced. I know Jake probably went to bed with his back touching his stomach touching his back or whatever, but yet still, like, you ain't seen, I'm talking about when it ain't no food in sight. I mean, I just did a lesson on it. Shit, they talk about this 30,000 tons of food sitting at the Houston port. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus of Sirach, chapter 11 and verse. That's a good one. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come from the Lord. The Lord do all these things. The Lord put the Spirit on Donald Trump to be, what's the word? Because one elder just called DJ Trump something, and then the elder was like, no, he really ain't. But he is, though. Because he got that slick tongue. Scriptures talk about never trust thine enemy. And anybody that's bitten by a serpent, or who will pity a charmer that's bitten by a serpent? You want to play with this devil? And this motherfucker literally told y'all that he was the snake. When he read the, I mean, to the two-third goof, I mean, not the two-third, but the magma individuals, they really trusted in him. And now, what the elders say, now they got that buyer's remorse. And you can already see it because, like I said, they showed it at the Super Bowl. I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I never watched the Super Bowl. That's my ritual. You know what I mean? And I'm sure I can deal with it. I've watched it before many times. And like I said, I think the last time I watched the Super Bowl was like, I was homeless at the time. And the only reason why I watched it was because it was a way to get out the cold. But it was back when the Patriots was playing, and I think they was playing Green Bay, the Packers. If I'm not mistaken, I might be tripping. But long story short, that, how long ago that was? Probably like 2016 or some shit like that, like some long time ago type stuff. Again, skipping the Ecclesiasticus chapter 11 and verse 29. Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man have many trains. Now, I don't know what that word trains is, but at the end, they, 2/3 of the nation want to bring DJ Trump into, the house of Israel, when this man is surely and truly a devil, and that's why you're going to get what you're going to get. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 7, and it reads, it's talking about, in the scriptures, cursed be the man that trusteth in man. Proverbs 22 and verse 7, the rich ruler over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. They want classes where the rich and the poor, and the poor is going to be pretty much serfs and servants and slaves. And, again, you trusting in this devil. That's why you lost your fucking money. I mean, I knew it was a gimmick when motherfucking the pastor that resided over the inauguration, he got a meme coin right afterwards. And, he looked like a snake oil ass, 2/3 ass nigga. Book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 16, and it reads, these 6 things doth the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua hate. 7 are abomination unto him. Verse 17, a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. Verse 18, a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift and run into mischief. And pretty much when you take the time to think about DJ Trump, he pretty much exemplifies or emboldens all those characteristics. This man's the devil. He proud, like the elder said, he looked like a motherfucking eagle. This motherfucker just lied to you people. And, and yet still you got people probably still waiting for it to bounce back. Oh yeah, well, we're losing now, but it's going to make us money in the end because DJ Trump signed up on it. Man, you foolish ass people. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 26 and verse 24. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. Verse 25, when he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart or mind. Verse 26, whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. And that's deep, because this man, you had Latinos that voted for DJ Trump, and then what? He let out those ICE agents to go hunt you motherfuckers down like animals. And now they all butt hurt and looking stupid, But ultimately, the Lord got this set up because this is going to fall on him. Ultimately, the scriptures talk about how the deceiver and both, Salaki, it says both the deceived and the deceiver are both the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So I'm going to end with this. Book of Proverbs, chapter 26 and verse 27. Who diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. Verse 28, a lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin. Again, DJ Trump does have some charisma. He got them Edomites eating out of his hand. It's just the elect or the hopeful elect, they got to be the elect, because they doing what the elect would do. That literally, they not buying into it because, the Lord got the spirit on us to recognize this devil for what he is. The adversary, the evil one, the lawless one, the son of perdition, the man of sin. So if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of your power, whose true name in the Paleo-Hebrew is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, or you will be destroyed. And with that, I want to give all praise, I want to give all honor, I want to give all glory to Call Haloyim La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem HaKodash. I want to say double honors to the elders and to the apostles that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the 4 corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwat out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time, Lord willingly. Shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasharallah. Mawaf, Baba Ball.